closer, guys. You know what's happening. I was thought to share with you about a topic called separation. How important that we are separated, or we should act with God in a very separate, personal way. And the importance of this, and how can we find in this personal meeting between me and God a purpose? And what are the examples of people in the Bible who did this? What is the outcome of this relation personally between them and God? But before that, I want to ask you a question. Maybe I have like a very funny example. I believe we live in a life called pressure cooker life. When I say pressure, I mean what? Pressure from where? Huh? From every side. Like what? Work, huh? School, huh? Huh? Home. Friends. The society we live in is the society of events and achievements. So we are in a race. Everyone wants to fit in this race in a point. And this lifestyle, which we live personally, I think we have something like similar with God. I call it the microwave style. That you want to go to the church on Sunday or to a meeting like this for 1 hour, and then like the microwave, 3 minutes defrost, 4 minutes cooking, and here's the meal together. And I expect that out of the pressure cooker life to the microwave spiritual life, I'll be a saint. Imagine that you think that you've gone to church ritually, attending liturgy, taking communion, plus going to retreats, attending revivals, spiritual days, even going to a service somehow. And you expect in those things only that the microwave will cook a saint. You will be holy, light will come out of your blessed head, oil will come pouring out from your sides, thank God, and you will be like a very immune Christian against any pressure. How many of you are with me in this like funny example, pressure cooker and the microwave? Do you agree with me? Can you please look at it, and what is the outcome of those two lifestyles? And I hate to say this because I hate that something called there is practical life and there's spiritual life. You live one life. If you divide, you live two lives. You live one life. So what do you think the outcome of both of those two lifestyles?
Microwave, it's ready quicker, but the flavor is not completely developed. When you cook something on, say, on the stove or in a pressure cooker, and you take the time to really let it cook the proper way, it tastes better. There's more flavor to it. Like there's more to it, even though it took longer, but it was worth it.
You took it in a very positive way. Okay, nice. What else? What else? Yes.
I think the problem becomes the outcome would be a problem in seeing that God is very far away from you, because you expect doing all these things and going to all these sermons, you expect God to be closer to you, but He's not, because you're not doing the right thing.
God is not so close.
No.
He's a theoretical God, not a practical God.
Well, you would think that He's not close to you because you think in your head that you're doing all the right
Yes.
And you expect him to be closer, or you expect to see his like words in your life, but you don't because you're not doing the right thing, but you actually think you are. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got your point. Any other opinion? Do you think that, yes?
I think between the pressure cooker and the
Microwave.
that kind of environment or kind of expectation is not going to be ultimately edifying. Like you wouldn't be growing because you're surrounded by the distraction and your expectation of not working for it as the microwave, just having a prepared meal right away doesn't allow you to grow.
So the pressure cooker lifestyle is full of distraction.
Yeah.
Full of distraction. I can tell you guys, I use this, that we spend time every day, and if you're really honest, you can see at least 20% of what we're doing is unnecessary. But during our attachment to this, or I get used to this, it's part of my what? Life. The more distraction I am, the more I am not, the more focused. The more you are not focused, the more you will be, no, you will be always superficial. There's no what? Depth. There is no depth. We eat like this. Let's eat fast. Everything is fast. Even the things which we are enjoying, and sometimes no. I can't do this. I have. So I want us to look at your life in a maybe a wide angle. And you have to be wise, guys, because you should predict or at least see what is the outcome after 5-6 years of this lifestyle. And what if you get like married to someone and you go together in the same lifestyle? There's a problem here. And the problem definitely will affect the church. When I was preparing, I went through many things, but actually I stuck with this one, and I like it. And I want to see your opinion about this passage. You might say, but what is the relation between this and separation and the pressure cooker and the microwave? Maybe there's a relation. I'm picking something from the book of Song of Songs. How fair is your love? She was asked. My sister, my spouse, how much better than wine is your love? No, sorry. I'm reading chapter 4, chapter 10. My beloved, this is the one. What is your beloved more than another beloved? O fairest among women, what is your beloved more than another beloved that you so charge us? My beloved is white and ruddy, chief among 10,000. His head, listen, his head is like the finest gold. His locks are wavy and black as a raven. His eyes are like those by the rivers of water, washed with milk and thickly set. His cheeks are like a bed of spices, banks of sanctuary. His lips are lilies, dripping liquid milk. His hands and rod of gold set with dirt. His body is covered ivory, inlaid with sapphires. His legs are pillars of marble set on the brasses of fine gold. His countenance like a Lebanon, excellent as a cedar's. His mouth is most sweet, yes, is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughter of Jerusalem. What did this lady how she described her lover. Huh? What do you think? How did she describe him? Perfectly, no more. Yes.
In great detail.
In
As if
great
she
detail.
looked at him like forever.
Exactly. That's what this is the point. She looked at him in great what? Detail. She can speak about his eyes, his hair, his mouth, his body, his legs. She knows him in details. I think this is what we miss about our lover, Christ. That we just give him a glimpse of a look. Something small, something very shallow, very fast. We don't separate ourselves to look at this loving God move. We don't have this. Unfortunately, those who come to church, I'm not judging us. If you give him a paper and said, who is God? Not for you, not for you. He might be stuck. Because I don't know him well. Separation, to see the beauty of God, is the only way to fill our life spiritually. This is the only way. And in this beauty, I can make decisions. And in this beauty, my ugliness will disappear day by day. How many times we try to wash ourselves? How many times? How many times we said, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to stop my bad habit. I'm going to stop cursing. I'm going to stop looking at those. How many times, guys? Honestly, how many times? After retreat, right? After the week of Passion, right? Especially Good Friday, the New Year's Eve, right? I promise, Lord, from tomorrow. And look back, how many of those promises remain? You know why? Simply because our ugly life cannot be transformed by the same ugly life. I need the beauty to come inside. My selfishness will not go like this. It will go from pouring myself in the love of God. Seeing God in a different way. And that's why, Habibi, honestly, the personal experience with God is the only thing which will remain in your heart. I know him. We've been through the blind man during the week of Passion. We're doing the Lent, right? This blind man had an experience with God. Every question he was asked, he said, I know one thing. This man put his hands on me, put mud on my eyes, tell me to go and wash yourself and come back, and I can see now. It's really an experience. Did you experience God personally in your room? This part maybe will answer the question which we always, if you want to pray, Matthew 6:6. If you want to pray, do what? Go, and then what? Close your door and do what? And pray. In your room, God's preparing what? The majesty of His beauty and love. If you will not spend time with this love, look at this. She said he's white and ruby. His eyes, she's just like, this is not romantic, by the way, because romantic is something like beyond the reality. This is reality. Reality, I know Him. Can you say now that I know God even in a little part? And if you go back and look in your heart, this part was when you set apart and sit with God what? Alone. Moses cannot and couldn't have the boldness to tell the Israelites, I saw him get out of Egypt. This is his order without seeing him what? Face to face. Unfortunately, later on, they told Moses, let us go and see God with you. God said, separate and I will come tomorrow what? To see. When he came, what happened? He was like, no. You go and see him, then what? Tell us. They don't want to see him. Because they don't want to separate from something. I know some of you here, maybe like Wissam and Christina, can you tell me, look, tomorrow I'm going to meet you for 15 minutes only. She'll tell him what? 15 minutes only? God, I have a meeting. It's an honor to give you 10 minutes every day for you. You know, Lord, it's only 5 minutes, no more. This is not love, by the way. This is what? This is what? There's no depth here. Routine. We look at, the technique of the meeting, not the desire of the meeting. Understand? How can I meet God? Sitting or standing doesn't matter. Here or doesn't matter. Shall I pray the Akbiyah or pray? No. Shall I sing or praise? No. This is all techniques. The desire is the most important one. But I am here to know you and to see your what? Beauty. This is separation. I have another point for you guys. When was the first time the Bible said about separation? Anyone knows? The first time God said, for this reason, for this purpose, man what? Should what? Separate. What is the first element of a relation? Trust. You can't separate without trusting that you want a better what? A better end. You can't do this. I cannot leave my family and go into a relation without trusting that this is a better place for me or a better relation with me. I can't do this. So it's separation in the quiet time or meditation based on not only love and desire, but also I trust that in this meeting there's something I will what? I went with you and with our church with many retreats. Many retreats. And I always thought the most important part in the retreat is the quiet what? Time. But when you say quiet time, you find two people goes together and others goes and very few sit by their what? By their own. Why? They never get used to sit with God. God is only information or in the meeting, but a personal God is not there. And كده Moses, after 40 years, when he saw him in the burnt bush, you might think about Abuna, how lucky was Moses, right? I'll give another example. How did God appear to Abraham? Anyone knows? What was the background of Abraham? Anyone knows? Where did Abraham live?
He was a pagan.
Pagan. 75 years old man living with what? With pagans, idols. How did God took him out of this? How God have this power to pull out a man rooted in pagan worship to be the father of all nations? How God took Levi from counting the money by one word, follow me. Trust and the desire of love do miracles. We are struggling not with our sins, we are struggling with our lifestyle. Honestly. One of the biggest part of growth of the church in the beginning, that they were all in one accord, right? Following doctrine, prayer, fellowship, and breaking what? The bread. We do one, breaking the bread. We do 25% of the whole story, breaking the bread, communion. As if communion is a magic. Take communion, you'll be okay. Nothing will happen. Without the separation between you and God in person, nothing will change. Let me tell you something. Some people you meet and they are servant. I said, have you went to theological school? No. إعداد خدام? No. You studied? No. This is later. I met him 1-to-1. This is my message. I met him. Then I will know more about him in the relation, but I met him. That's why, Habibi, please, I always pause a bit. Pause. Do this and see your life. And if you do the same thing with expecting different result, we call it this insanity, right? Nothing will change without going back to your room and do what? And kneel down. You know what I'm going to do there, Abuna? Honestly, he will tell you, love me. But what if nothing happened? Keep going for a while. Have you gone to school for once and then you stop? I hate it. No. How many of us here love their job 100%? How many? Yet you do what? Huh? You go, still go. Still go. Why with God we said, we're very picky with God. It's difficult. It's hard. It is hard. But it's also sweet to see Him walking with you in this hard work. Separation is the first step to get to know God in a better way. And separation is you will know the details which no one will tell you, like this sweet lady, my love, my lover, my lover. Can you think a while, St. Paula, the first face in the church, more than 65 years without seeing anyone. What do you think?
Depressing.
Huh?
Depressing, yeah.
Do you think he was He wasn't depressed. I'm not taking the extreme, but I'm giving you an example. Example of someone we love in the church. How about the Lord Himself? In the middle of every day, He was taking His time and do what? Separate in a very desolate place and sit and pray. He spent the whole night praying to choose 12 disciples. He spent 40 days before He went to the service. Time will build depth, and time will build a mission and a purpose as well. So please, Habibi, don't take it lightly. Separation and the quiet time will build up God more and more in your life. I have known Him. I can't forget this. In 1989, we were serving with Abuna Gerges in Egypt. We went to a retreat in Venezuela. I can't forget this retreat. And Abuna said, by expecting 7 days back, liturgy for sure, prayer, lecture. No. After the first lecture, it was half an hour, he said, we're going to take 5 hours quiet time. I can't forget this 5 hours till now. 89, till now. Thank God there was no phones. But he said, please keep any distractions away from you. Tomorrow is Saturday. How many are off tomorrow? What is your plan tomorrow? The laundry, shopping, hanging out. This is your weekend. This is the holy, holy day means what? Holy day. Can you take tomorrow, can you take 1 hour off? Yes, بكره في حاجه ولا ايه؟ عندك ايه بكره ولا ايه؟
Barbecue.
Barbecue.
From 11 to 7. يعني.
Really? Keep going. Keep going for. Please يا حبايبي, please. This is the only way. عارفين if you do this, one of the things which really I learned from one of the bishops whom I was serving with, that he wakes up every day around 4:30 in the morning, and at least 2 hours, 1 hour in the morning, always. Sayyidina, we travel down in 4:30, I hear that the noise in his room. I know that he's now what? Preparing what? To sit with the lover of man, what? That's why. I tried something with someone, I don't know if it worked with you or not. Challenge God, I tell him, God, wake me early to sit with you. And see what will happen. Wake me early, just to have half an hour with you. And see what will happen. He will wake you. But don't wake up back and look at your his profile and Facebook and الطيارة اللي وقعت وبعدين السيسي اتكلم امبارح وبعدين elections, the big part of the election. Come on. And then you complain, why God is far? I'm far purposely. I'm far. Can we take this challenge tonight together to separate? You know why? Because he did separate himself from whom? For us. John 17. For them I sanctify myself. Ya salam alaikum. For them I put myself. Made himself of no reputation. For whom? Devoted for you. What do you think? Not like I came from heaven to earth and no. He did it and he meant it. He meant it to be with you alone. St. Paul said, the one who loved me and died on my what? Yeah, he knows I love me. Augustine said, if the whole world is only me, you will come and die for me. Shafik, how it's personal? Very personal. The last request, especially for our men. We are missing in the church nowadays houses full of Christian love. Why? Because many of the men are not yet in a covenant with God. And that's the core of the house. You are the head of the house not because you provide. The head of the house because God has given you this to carry this love to everyone in the family. Godly men are the core of godly churches. Honestly. So you spend time with God. Take your time. I'm done. If you have any questions, we can open it. ممكن يا سمير؟ If you have any question about separate? Yes.
I've tried.
What's your name?
Clara.
Clara. Okay.
I've tried meditation, but the problem is I dwell on the sins of my past and I get sad, like I get upset about it. So I end up reading like spiritual books so I don't have to focus on my sins and divert my thoughts to something else.
Very honest question. Look, do you have an answer for her? When I sit by myself, I'm only thinking about my past, so I rush to spiritual books, just to flee from.
I think she needs to, or we need to see God in a different way. Because when I see my sins, I see His love and His forgiveness more. So that can help me get closer. Yani, seeing my sin does not necessarily mean that I'm gonna stay away from it. Relax. I see that when I see that I did something wrong towards you and you forgive me and you still love me, that will make me get even closer to you.
Yes. Clara, to to corner God in the area of sin only is not unfair. It's unfair. God doesn't see us as sinners. God sees us as redeemed people. Look at Isaiah, I think Isaiah 44:22 said, I have wiped your sins like what? Clouds. Return to me, I have already what? Redeemed you. ارجعي لأني أصلا إيه؟ فديتك. Redeemed. I'm already there. Don't rush to spiritual books. I was telling some people that nowadays we read spiritual books more than what? The Bible. And that's a big mistake. By the way, this is one of the cause of distractions. What's the right thing now? A book speak about grace and work. One book about healing. Another about vision and missionary. I'm distracted. What the Bible tells you. But please, and again, don't open randomly. No. Speak to me, God. Like someone is funny said he opened and find and he went and hanged himself like Judas. What do you think? You're gonna hang yourself? No. When you read something in sequence. I invite all of you guys, meet Christ in the Gospels as a beginning, St. Mark. And you have to meet God in the Psalms to pray. And go. You know, my dear daughter, no, in Egypt during the revolution there was like a tear gas. A tear gas. Huh? You know, if you are like this standing in a building and someone here and there's tear gas here, and he's trapped, what is your advice to him? Huh? No, you want to save him. What you gonna tell him? Huh? Tell him, keep going. It's after this there's clear what? Air. You see? If you're stuck somewhere, don't look, keep going. Maybe it's narrow, but at the end there's fresh air. We dealt with our past for years, up till now. How many of you guys, their past still coming like a ghost every now and then? All of us, right? Yet, St. Paul said, I was a blasphemer, right? A murderer. Yet I was redeemed because of God. Consider me, I've done this in ignorance. And He gave me the new way. Yes.
No, I mean, you said how many people
You wanna ask me?
Yeah.
I was just saying,
Dealing with the past,
one
yes.
of-
Yes. Maybe you can spend maybe one night and about dealing with my past. Because God has forgiven, but I cannot forgive what? Myself. You know why? Because I see myself, I don't see whom. So, yes, sir, Mike.
I forgot what the reference is, but he calls us saints.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think if we look at ourselves like saints, then we'll start treating ourselves.
Be holy, for I am what? Holy. Yes. Yes. Be holy. This is what God is telling us. I have called you holy. How I am holy, Lord? You can discuss it with Him, by the way. But don't pretend that you're not called to be this. You are called to be this. Another question? How many are willing to separate? Not from the families, for sure now. To take aside time and to go with like this lover. My love is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you write your own not meditation, your own story with God alone? Can you write it? I think you can write it. The last thing I want to say is I have seen many people all over down this year. I've seen people still like children with God, not in a good way. Understand? Children means still like 30, 40, but yet walking with God with the diapers. You understand what I mean? And with the milk, baby milk. Others have grown a lot. And the secret is not because they have a good mentor, not because they go to a better church. Secret is their quiet time is very constant and strong and always there. This is the secret. Secret. That if you spend time with God every day, if we can, I think I did this many times. Can you give God, I'm going to keep it for 1 month and see the result. See what will happen with you. See many things which you have seen like it is confused, now it's clear. And many decisions which you made, I was foolish to make that decision. You told me this one. Yes, Mike?
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you prevent yourself from rushing your, like, you can start it and then during quiet time, sometimes you can find yourself rushing to the end. How do you prevent yourself from, rushing through quiet time?
What is the end?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
What was your
What is the end? Is the end of the chapter, or the end is the end of time, or the end is, what do you consider end? What is the end that you want to achieve? أنت بتقول you are rushing to the end, right?
Like,
يعني مثلا I decided to read a chapter, so I'm rushing to finish the chapter. Or I'm reading the Agbeya or praying the Agbeya, so I'm rushing to finish the Agbeya. That's the end. But I think it depends on what is your end.
This is a technique. The desire is what? It's different. We are not like, I can't think, it's not a remedy. 1, stand up for 2 minutes. 2, praise God. 2, thanksgiving prayer. 3, repentance. This is killing love. Yes, Habib.
Okay, I have a question. How do you have the desire if you're still starting? Like, if you're taking baby steps?
Very nice.
So how?
He will give you a desire. He will do this with you.
When? When does that happen?
I don't know. Ask him.
That's up to him.
But the Bible said in Psalm 19, He will give you the desire of your what? Heart. If you said, God, I want you, you think He'll tell you, not now? You think He'll do this? But don't compare yourself with others, by the way. مش احنا كمان عندنا مشكلة دي. I'm not like فلان. Forget it. You are a special, unique case. But sit. Imagine كده you go for, you're sick, and you go to doctor, and doctor say, please, let me examine, and not now. You left the clinic. There's no cure this. I'm busy. Give me time. Give me time to tell you, you have need this, you're good in this, you need to advance in this. Give me time. It's like the potter and the clay. Give the best potter in the whole world, give him the clay, tell him in 2 minutes make a big statue. Tell you, I can't. Give me what? Time. The baby steps are important. But stuck with it and see, كده عارفة, I need this. I don't know how many of you guys were eager to have something in their life and they fought for it. How many of you guys? All of us. Why are we doing this with God's sake? Why are we not like Jacob? I will not leave you till you what you bless me. I'm coming to the liturgy early, not to be worthy communion. No. Not because, no, I came because I want to spend more time what? With you. Got it? Yes?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, I came late, so I don't know if you addressed this, but, so you're essentially also saying that, like, in the beginning, you have to approach with, like, very specific intentions.
The intentions is the desire.
Yes, but the desire, I think to her question, like, where do you get that desire? You kind of, like, made it, like, circular logic. You said, God is going to fulfill the desire of your heart, but if you don't desire God, He's not going to do that.
He's gonna do it by himself. I'm not afraid about this.
What I was saying is part of the way you do that, and that's my question, is coming with very specific reasons why you need God. That's.
Not always.
Can you elaborate?
I don't think always.
I guess I was trying to.
For my personal life, without detail, I wasn't necessarily looking for God when I felt I needed to find Him. I was very far from God. and all of a sudden, I felt like I needed him. And I've never been closer to him than I am now.
And that's such a blessing. Like, I wish there was a way that that feeling was communicable. Like, I could
But
just touch you
I
and take
think
it.
that's the blessing in it, is that it's not. It's
Same.
not like you open a book and he says at 7 o'clock on this day I'm gonna come for
But
you.
even when we go to the gym, like, there's something in your head that says like, this is what I want to look like. This is why I'm here, even if I hate it. Blah blah blah. When we come to prayer, I feel like no one, at least I don't force myself like that. Like, this is why I'm in Jesus. This is why I'm sitting here in prayer. This is why this is good. And it's just a follow up to her question. Like, what if you don't feel that?
The muscles that you expect when you work out, what you're working out to is paradise, essentially.
It's more than paradise. It's His image
His presence.
in you.
To be with him.
That's it.
Like,
If I don't feel the desire, that means there's something wrong. I'm not saying that sometimes we lose appetite. I agree. Sometimes. But at the same time, my goal is, I am His goal. That's enough. I am His goal. Ya Jama'ah, after all these lectures and retreats, in 2003 I was in a retreat, but then discussion was, where is God? And those people have been to 10th retreat, and they were just singing very nice song. I told them, stop, let us pray. I told them, God, we don't know you, we don't like you, we hate you. People look at me like this. Abuna, I said, do you want to see the reality? David told God this, why you forsake me, right? David was honest with God, telling him, I desire you, but I cannot find you. Where are you? But don't leave the request and go. Do what? Wait for the answer. Wait for the answer. He will answer. He will give you the answer. As a father, as a lover, he can't leave his lovers like this. No way.
Well, I think one of the ways to get the desire is if you know how great this person is. Yani, if I tell you Chris is a wonderful person, you will have the desire to know how great Chris is. If I tell you the president is a wonderful person, you will get the desire to know how great he is. I think knowing him and how great he is will bring inside of you the desire to know this great person. I don't know if I'm clear on that, but yeah, it's clear in my mind. Knowing that God is an awesome and a wonderful God will bring in me the desire to know him.
Another thing, maybe I have two desires, And we don't put them together. You know what I mean? I have my own desire, my own way of thinking, my own list of requests, and his list. And both cannot match together. Like I said, you cannot bring. Just to find an example, doesn't mean that you have the Ark of the Covenant, that you will be a victorious person. Does it clear? People of Israel thought that having the Ark of the Covenant will be only for them to have victory. But they were defeated. You know why? Because their life was not a pure what? Life. Though the Ark was what? With them. Because sometimes you want to keep God and sin in the same place. Cannot work. He said, be holy. Joshua 5, he said, sanctify yourself. Tomorrow I will do miracle with you. But if you not sanctify yourself, no miracles will happen. I took long, I'm sorry. Let's do the conclusion. Separation, right? The one whom what I love. Please revise your life between the pressure cooker and what? And the microwave. And please evaluate what is the outcome of this, more destruction. Or the outcome of this is only superficial. There's no what? Depth. You need to separate and build a relation with God in person, like a branch in the tree. There's food for every what? Branch. Secondly, it goes with love and desire. We need to put this in practice to have like the purpose. Moses, his purpose was like this, God completely changed. Abraham was an unknown, now he's a father of all. Paul was a persecutor, now he's a saint. Peter was a fish. I would say, Peter, what was his aim and his dreams? Having a big like restaurant around Tabaria Lake, right? With 5, 6, 7 vessels of fish, big belly, and that's it. God told him, I'll make a fisher of what? Oh. Okay? God bless you. Let us pray.